One more bonus. Beerus has woken up, so our story has come to a conclusion. But there's still a little bit more we can cover. So, while I don't usually do this, here's a small bonus part since it was so heavily requested. It's going to be shorter than normal and have less editing than normal, because the story was supposed to end anyways, but let's conclude the story with our epilogue of what if Beerus never woke up. Majin Buu remains as Beerus' main rival. Beerus doesn't really focus on Goku and Vegeta too much. They go down their own paths, and even though Super Saiyan God's a thing and Ultra Saiyan 3 exists, which is essentially Super Saiyan 7, Beerus isn't too intrigued by it. But they still end up training under Whis on Beerus' planet. Majin Buu's of course there too, so they spend a bunch of time sparring with him. Goku eventually gets Super Saiyan Blue. But still, consider what else Beerus has seen here. Majin Buu's his main rival, but there's even Orange Piccolo with the third eye who's stronger than Goku or Vegeta at the moment. But Vegeta comes to a profound conclusion. If Ultra Saiyan forms are just modern Super Saiyan forms, and the Super Saiyan God form is ancient, does that mean there's maybe a modern version of Super Saiyan God? There's only one way to find out. More training, of course. Since the Universe 6 tournament happened, Zeno took an interest in the tournament and decided on the tournament in power. It's a really good thing that tournament happened too, because had Beerus not woken up, he wouldn't have had the competition with Champa, leading to a tournament which would then lead to the tournament of power, which was a saving grace for the universe as they would have been erased by Zeno otherwise. But again, since the whole point of this scenario is Beerus being asleep, and we're already beyond that point, we're not going to go too in-depth with everything that comes after. So, for the Tournament of Power, Frieza would probably be replaced by Goten, Trunks, or Yamcha. They're not going to revive him here because he was too big of a threat before, and they don't really want to take that risk right now. Universe 6 is a lot stronger than normal, obviously. They have much better training, but still, their peak appears to be Super Saiyan 3. Goku and Vegeta are pretty surprised because, while they haven't been there in a bit, they remember that when they were in Universe 6, those Saiyans grew very quickly, but now it seems like they've pretty much plateaued. One of Goku's first fights is actually with Kale and Caulifla, and they're able to push him pretty far. With both of them using Super Saiyan 3, Goku's Super Saiyan Blue is having trouble, but once he breaks out Kaioken, he's able to get the upper hand. But the two Saiyans fuse, creating Kefla, immediately going Super Saiyan 3. Now this really gives Goku some issues, so he decides to charge a Spirit Bomb, and Kefla, being a little bit cocky about her power right now, allows Goku to charge the Spirit Bomb, and she is actually able to deflect it, but it takes a lot of her power. Although, this ends up awakening Ultra Instinct for Goku, which really gives her trouble. Now, the two don't have as huge of a gap of power as normal because, first of all, this Goku is weaker than normal, and this Kefla is stronger than normal. Although, Goku is a lot less injured here and hasn't expended so much stamina because this is the beginning of the tournament. Plus, the Tournament of Power probably is going to take place a little bit later, so I feel like that helps even it out. So, this is a pretty even match here. Though, Goku's technique definitely gives him the upper hand, and he's able to eventually beat Kefla. Although, it's pretty funny that his new form is called Ultra Instinct. He already gave the Ultra name to the other Saiyan form, so that's just going to make it confusing for him. Vegeta is also behind his normal self too, but Buu and Piccolo are carrying the team because they're really powerful here, far stronger than normal. Whereas I would place everyone else pretty much where they should be, around the same exact level they were. Vegeta ends up facing Jiren, and even with Ultra Saiyan 3, he's bitten off more than he could chew. Jiren's holding back a ton, and he easily defeats Vegeta, not even knocking him out of the ring. He simply walks back to where he was, going back to meditating. As Vegeta lays there, worn out and injured, Piccolo walks up to him. The third eye is revealed on his forehead, and it starts to glow. Vegeta wonders what he's doing, but Piccolo tells him to just stay still. He wonders if he could pull this off, and Vegeta can immediately see what's going on. He remembers Neva awakening the power of Kakarot. Piccolo's trying to do the same thing, acting as a catalyst for Vegeta. Vegeta's been training, and he knows he's on the cusp of something new, and Piccolo's going to help him access that right away. Something distracts Jiren's meditation. A huge surge of power emanates throughout the entire arena. Goku's worn out from his fight with Kefla, but still standing, and he can immediately sense this. What has Vegeta done? Vegeta's hair slightly increases in length, and his tail's there. It looks like a halfway between Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 4, or rather Ultra Ape. There's no fur on Vegeta, and his eyes shine brightly, taking on a vibrant orange-red color. He thanks Piccolo. Vegeta has awoken this new power, a modern Super Saiyan God. It's only fitting to call it Ultra Saiyan God. Vegeta goes back to fighting Jiren, and immediately Jiren's caught off guard. How'd he grow so much so quickly? In order to do this, Vegeta needs to get full mastery over the previous Ultra Saiyan forms, as well as having Godly Ki. And, just as they can access Super Saiyan God by training, this form can be accessed by training with both of those criteria. Goku's very impressed, and he tries to use the last of his stamina to help Vegeta in his fight. Ultra Saiyan God Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Goku fight together, and they're actually able to push Jiren a bit. Mainly because of Vegeta's power, but then Jiren showcases his full strength. This ends up pushing Goku into Ultra Instinct again. Still, not the complete version, but Omen is still very powerful, and Whis can't help but feel proud watching on. He hasn't really trained them for too long, but look at how well they're fighting together, and on top of that, they both have their own paths. Both have godly powers, but very different ones. Vegeta's sticking to his Saiyan roots, and now that Goku has Ultra Instinct, he's got a form that the gods of destruction even struggle to obtain. They're getting a little winded, but then Majin Buu offers to help out, shooting 2 beams from across the arena that hit Goku and Vegeta, fully healing them. Vegeta's a little bit angered. He told Buu not to do that because how else is he going to be pushed to the limit? But Buu says he definitely needed the help, and Goku thanks him. And Vegeta, under his breath, thanks him because, yeah, Buu was right, they kinda needed that. And thanks to Buu rejuvenating them, the 2 of them are able to defeat Jiren together. Their combined might overcomes him, and Universe 7 wins. Following the tournament, there's not going to be anything with Broly because there's no Frieza. The Moro arc already happened, and Granolo's pretty much going to be avoided because that also kind of requires Frieza to be part of the plot. Also, it does partially require the Moro arc to happen too. So, I guess that means the only thing left is Superhero. But even though that's going to happen, it's not going to happen like normal. Piccolo is far too strong for the Gammas to fight. Gamma 1 and 2 try and ambush him, but the Red Ribbon Army doesn't know nearly enough about Piccolo's power. By going into Orange, he's able to one-shot both of them, and he realized that he kind of overdid it. When they recover, Piccolo basically interrogates them and figures out what's going on here, and it's a huge misunderstanding. The Gammas are his enemies right now, but they're not bad guys. They've been misled. Although, back at Red Pharmaceutical HQ, Magenta's watching everything and begins to panic, so he activates Cell Max. Still, this won't be too much of an issue for Piccolo. Thanks to him getting Orange earlier and also having the power of the third eye, he's able to actually take on Cell Max, and knowing about his weak spot, he's able to defeat the monster too. Though he kinda wishes Gohan were here just to see what he's been doing with his training, because Gohan hasn't had too much of an incentive to train recently. He doesn't have his beast form, and Piccolo wonders if maybe he can get Ultra Saiyan, or something akin to that. He's not entirely sure. So that basically brings us to the end. Beerus didn't expect the Super Saiyan God when he woke up, but he is impressed with the Saiyans. He has 3 rivals all with different types of power. Majin Buu, who has the power of gods within him, and literal gods within him too. Then there's Goku, who now has the complete Ultra Instinct, and then there's Vegeta, who has the power of Ultra Saiyan God. Goku and Vegeta eventually visit Universe 6 again, and Vegeta figures out why there's a discrepancy between them. Those Saiyans have worked to get Ultra Saiyan forms, but they can't. Vegeta could tell that they're naturally stronger than the normal Universe 7 Saiyans, and they evolved to have no tails after all. Maybe they're just completely incapable of it, hence why their normal Super Saiyan powers are so strong in comparison to Universe 7 Super Saiyans. Say that 5 times fast. It's a strange evolution discrepancy between the universes. It looks like they really are capping out at Super Saiyan 3. But their Super Saiyan 3 is far more impressive than Universe 7 Super Saiyan 3. The next natural step for Vegeta is Ultra Saiyan Blue, or whatever color it's supposed to be. aka Ultra Saiyan God Ultra Saiyan, which is exactly what it sounds like. I'd imagine this form would look pretty much exactly like Ultra Saiyan, except it's going to have blue fur and blue hair, giving the user a constant bluish-purple glow that surrounds them closely, a dark blue outline around the eyes, and their eyes becoming a magenta color. However, Beerus does end up going to sleep again. He's only been awake for a little bit of time, but he didn't really want to stay up too long in the first place. And who knows, maybe the next time he wakes up, there's going to be Mega Saiyans, Hyper Saiyans, Giga Saiyans. He could hardly wait. He tells everyone he'll see them in about 50 years or so. They tell him they're almost going to be dead by that point. Well, not Majin Buu, but Goku and Vegeta at least. Beerus says that's not his problem. If he needs to go to Otherworld to fight them, he will. But they better have surpassed him by then. Otherwise, he'll destroy whatever's left of them. Yeah, sure. And with that, we end off our story here. What'd you guys think about this story as a whole? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting the scenario all the way through, and I'll see you all in my next video.